Closing date is delayed in the sale of The Village's Health to Humana. Suspected stalker put a tracking tag on villager's BMW at a pickleball court. Sex offenders here in the Villages were snared in Sheriff's Special Halloween investigation. Villager enters plea to 34 criminal charges in child pornography case. Passenger suffers a broken ankle in a golf cart rollover. A woman was sentenced to jail time after she was caught with her pants down in the Villages. Letters to the editor. How many holes in ones of golf do we get this week? This and more coming up. Welcome everybody, and thank you for coming to this week's Villages News Updated. We got some more news about the sale of the Villages Health System to Humana. The closing date has been delayed in the sale of the Villages Health to Humana Centerwell. The closing date on the $68 million sale was supposed to take place on Friday, and now it is being pushed back by a week to Friday, November 7th. All parties seem to be in agreement with the delay, which appears to be due to the last-minute logistics. In July, the Villages Health announced that it was filing bankruptcy and blamed the bankruptcy on a mysterious $360 million Medicare coding error. The Morris family, which had ballyhooed the return of the Marcus Welby MD level of patient care more than a decade earlier, was suddenly eager to shed their once extremely profitable venture into medicine. The Villages Health dispersed approximately $183 million to the Morris family between 2022 and 2024. In addition, the Morris family was making upwards of $10 million per year by leasing the specialty care centers located throughout Florida's friendliest hometown to the Villages Health. As part of the sale to Humana Centerwell, the Villages will retain the ownership of the special care centers and presumably will continue to lease them to Humana. Well, that's the latest update on that. Here's an update on a person that was charged with child pornography. A villager was released from jail on Halloween after pleading not guilty to 34 criminal charges in a child pornography case. Patrick Kreplin, 61 of the village of Pine Hills, entered a plea Friday in Lake County Court. He was released from jail after posting a $119,000 bond. He was arrested October 16th by Fruitland Park Police. A tip was received May 28th by the Central Florida Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force regarding possible illicit activity. Initially, the information was being investigated by the Sumter County Sheriff's Office, but it was soon determined that the activity was connected to Kreplin's home, which is located in the Fruitland Park section of the Villages in Lake County. Kreplin and his wife, who are from Wisconsin, bought the home in October 2024. Investigators found that Kreplin still has a Wisconsin driver's license and still owns a home in Brillion, Wisconsin. Contact was made with the Calumet County Sheriff's Office in Wisconsin, and a detective with the office found Kreplin's phone number from a 2023 accident report. The number led to a search warrant from Kreplin's Media LABKIK message account. Kreplin's account had 17 videos focusing on young girls engaging in sexual activity. There were also 3 photographs of Kreplin's face, 4 photos of his penis, and one with a piece of paper that said, "For Sarah Smiles, 4/22/25." And if you want to get the full report there, you have to go to last week's news, because I've already reported this, but that's the update. Here's another update of the guy lived in his mom's house, brought a girlfriend in to ring a bell. He put Advil in her vagina because she was doing overdose of drugs. A judge is requiring a suspect in a woman's death to reside with his mother in the Villages while he waits a trial. Thanks, Judge. Brian William DeCott, 47, has been ordered to live with his mother at her home in the Village of Charlotte as a condition of his $100,000 bond. DeCott was released from jail on October 23. He is facing a charge of death caused by the unlawful distribution of cocaine. In addition, the judge has ordered that Ducat attend Narcotics Anonymous meetings and undergo weekly drug screenings. Ducat was also required to surrender his passport. It was on Halloween 2024 that 50-year-old Tracy Jean Miller was found deceased and lying nude at the home of Ducat's mother at 750 Pasteur Street. I'm not going to read anymore. I've read that story 2 or 3 times. If you want to know more about it, you have to go on Past News and you'll find it. But here's all I got my comments about this. Mom, you should have said no. I don't care that he's your son. He's an adult that made bad choices for him and other people that ended up dying because of his decisions. You should have said no. The boy can stand on his own 2 feet. He made a decision to do this, and you are allowing this to happen in your house. As far as I'm concerned, the people of the dead daughter has a case against you for allowing this in your house. Shame on you, Mom. And shame on the judge for ordering this guy to live in with his mother in a retirement community. Looks like here's a report here of some more villages drug addicts. A villager celebrating his birthday was arrested after a trip to buy cocaine. Mark Davis of the village of San Domingo was celebrating his 58th birthday this past Thursday when he was traveling as a passenger in a pickup that was exceeding the speed limit by 13 miles per hour in the area of East Schultz Boulevard and St. Andrews Boulevard on the historic side of the villages. Davis became very shaky. He asked if he could leave the scene. He got out of the truck and began pacing because his golf cart was parked and he could not leave. A canine unit arrived on the scene and a dog alerted on the pickup truck indicating likely presence of drugs. Officers found a substance that tasted positive for crack cocaine where Davis had been seated in the truck. The female driver told police that she took Mark to a house for him to buy crack for helping out for shopping on his birthday. Davis was taken into custody. Davis had been released October 14th from the Marion County Jail after serving 3 months behind bars after testing positive to cocaine. During a visit with his probation officer, Davis, who has a previous criminal history, had been placed on probation following an arrest this past November. They just don't learn, man. What can I tell you? Should you feel sorry for this guy? I don't. It's a choice he's made, and it's a bad one. And he's made the choice over and over. A passenger suffered a broken ankle in a golf cart rollover in the Villages. A man driving a Nissan Pathfinder nosed out onto Morse Boulevard from Carrera Drive near the postal station at about 3 p.m. Thursday, prompting a man driving a golf cart southbound in the golf cart lane on Morse Boulevard to swerve to avoid the collision, according to Sumter County Sheriff's Office. This is part of the Morse Boulevard north of 466, 27441, which is Spanish Springs area, and 466. It's a dangerous area up there. There's always problems up there. I gotta tell you though, most of the problems they have up there is because people just simply not paying attention to what they're doing. The golf cart driver overcorrected and the golf cart flipped over onto the driver's side of the vehicle. A female passenger suffered a fractured right ankle. Ouch. She was transported by ambulance to UF Health Spanish Plains Hospital. The man driving the golf cart was not injured. There were no citations issued as the two vehicles never had any physical contact. Be careful up there. 3 sex offenders in the Villages were snared in the Sumter County Sheriff's Office special Halloween operation. Sheriff Pat Breeden announced on social media that Operation Ghost Town netted the arrest of 2 sexual predators and 8 sex offenders. 3 of the sex offenders arrested in the operation live in the Villages. They were Todd Michael Anselm, 55, who lives in the Alexandria Villas in the village of Bel Air. He was convicted in 2005 in Lake County, Illinois, of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. He was arrested in Friday's operation on 3 felony sex offender violations. He was booked at the Sumter County Detention Center and released Saturday afternoon after posting a $7,500 bond. Derek Andrew Cahoe, 56, who lives at 985 Caribou Way in the village of Virginia Trace. Cahoe was convicted in 1988 in Salem, Massachusetts of indecent assault and battery on a child. In 2011, he was arrested in Falmouth, Massachusetts after police had been called to a suspicious incident and arrested Cahoe for failure to register as a sex offender. At that time, he was living in the Villages. Deputies in Operation Ghost Town arrested Cahoe on 4 felony sex offender violations. He was jailed on a $10,000 $100,000 bonds. Edward Charles Warningly, 64, who lives at 1312 La Estrelita Way in the village of Santiago. He was convicted in 2018 of lewd and lascivious molestation of a victim between the ages of 12 and 15. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison, and upon his release in 2021, he moved in with his mother in the Villages. In 2022, he was arrested on a charge of driving under the influence after drinking at Lake Sumter Landing. In Friday's operation, he was arrested on 3 felony sex offender violations. He was being held without bond at the jail. If nothing else, I hope some of these reports that I'm telling you about the Villages opens up your eyes, opens up the thought of this being a retirement community and you are totally protected or totally safe because it's just full of old people is not correct. These old people will attack your grandchildren. Okay, I believe this is an update on something that happened a couple months ago. I'm not sure. You'll have to go back and check. Don't take my word for this, but I believe it's the same lady. If not, it's just another nut. A woman has been sentenced to 10 days in jail after she was caught with her pants down during a pee break in the Villages. Karen Annette Crook, 65, was sentenced Tuesday in Sumter County Court after pleading no contest to a charge of driving under the influence. In addition to jail time, she will lose her driver's license for 5 years, has been placed on probation for 1 year, and has been ordered to perform 80 hours of community service. A Sumter County Sheriff deputy noticed a white Jeep Cherokee parked at the entrance of the village of Bridgeport at Lake Sumter and halfway onto Buena Vista Boulevard shortly before 10 p.m. July 23, according to the arrest report. Vehicle was running and it had its lights on. The deputy spotted a white female standing up, pulling up and buttoning her shorts. She was alone and was the sole occupant of the vehicle. Crook was identified by her driver's license. She had to lean on her vehicle to maintain her balance and would sway and staggered when not leaning on the vehicle. The Kalamazoo, Michigan native agreed to take part in field sobriety exercises, but she almost fell multiple times. She provided breath samples that registered .142 and .146 blood alcohol content. A computer check revealed that Crook had been convicted of driving under the influence in 2007 in Collier County and in 2022 in Broward County. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement put a hold on an unlicensed driver from Mexico who was stopped for speeding. A deputy observed 41-year-old Antonio D. Martinez of Haines City speeding in a gray Toyota Camry in Center Hill around 6:15 p.m. Tuesday, according to the arrest report from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. Radar confirmed he was going 88 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone, leading to a stop at the intersection of County Road 469 and 736. I have no idea where that is. Martinez was unable to provide any form of ID other than his name and date of birth. He claimed to have a driver's license or ID out of Washington State. However, a check of law enforcement database revealed he had never been issued a license or ID in any state. He had been in the U.S. for a few years, he can't prove that, and never been given an actual driver's license, the report said. The native of Mexico was arrested on a charge of operating a motor vehicle without a valid license. He was later found he had an out-of-county warrant as well. The native of Mexico was transported to Sumter County Detention Center where he was held without bond and ICE placed a hold on him. You know, the problem with a lot of these people that come here, and we call them illegals, and they are technically, paper-wise, are illegal, is they come here and they tell you a story. Well, I was in Washington, the state of Washington, for over 3 years. They can't prove that. It's just his word. He says, my name is, Rodriguez. We don't know that. He just says that's his name. There's no proof. Our computer system is not connected with Mexico's computer system. That has to change. If we're going to continue with this security problem and get it taken care of, we have to get Mexico together with America and somehow combine our computers to where if Americans are going down there, they can check us out, make sure we're not running from something. And if they come up here, we can check them out, make sure they're not running from something. They got to get their heads together, man, and quit banging them against the wall. An impatient man waiting to use the bathroom was arrested after an alleged attack at Spanish Springs Town Square. Charles Anthony Gunn, 56, of Leesburg, went into a restroom at Spanish Springs at about 7:30 p.m. Tuesday when he wanted to use the restroom, according to the arrest report from the Lady Lake Police Department. The name of the restaurant was redacted from the arrest report. Gunn found that the restroom door was closed because a restaurant staffer was trying to fix a broken paper towel dispenser. Gunn banged on the door, prompting the restaurant employee to open the door and inform Gunn that more time would be required to fix the paper towel dispenser. Gunn became belligerent and began using loud and profane language. Why? The guy's just in there doing his job, just trying to fix something that somebody broke. And why are you cussing? Why are you yelling? When the restaurant employee came out of the bathroom, Gunn cornered him and poked him in the eye. Some people are just stupid. When police arrived on the scene, they found the restaurant employee had suffered a popped blood vessel and had irritation in the left eyeball. Restaurant patrons who had stepped in to break up the altercation verified his account of what had happened. An officer found Gunn standing by his green Corvette in the parking lot. The officer detected a distinct aroma of alcohol coming from Gunn. A criminal history check revealed that Gunn had been convicted in 1988 of aggravated child abuse. Gunn was arrested on a felony charge of battery. He was booked at the Lake County Jail and released after posting a $5,000 bond. Well, that 1988 charge of child abuse, I get these comments from me all the time. Hey, look, I'm just reading you the news. I don't go out and make this stuff up. I'm not sure that something that happened in 1988, I mean, that's a long time ago, really has anything to do with what's happened in this particular scene here. But what it does show, if it goes to court, that it does show the judge or maybe some other people that have something to do with his sentencing that he's prone to violence, and it dates back to 1988. That's really all it shows. A villager and his young romantic companion were arrested after a ruckus at his villa. Dean Uminski, 69, who lives in the Mariana Villas in the village of Collier, went to the Circle K at Pinellas Plaza at about 6 a.m. Thursday and contacted the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. He told deputies he had been attacked by his guest, 26-year-old Davian Jamal Samples of Port Charlotte, according to the arrest report. I know Port Charlotte very well. It's beautiful down there. Port Charlotte and Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte. One tail's on one side of the bay and the other one's on the other side of the bay. I've been down there many times. One time we considered moving down there. I mean, it's a very nice area. Samples told deputies that he has been seeing Uminski, who retired in 2019 as a partner at Kroll LLP, a public accounting and consulting firm in Chicago. Samples had been allowed to stay for a few days at the villa that Uminski purchased for $340,000 in 2020. Samples said he and Uminski had been in a sexual relationship. He also claimed that Uminski keeps narcotics on hand at his home for sexual activities. Man, sometimes I just don't know what to say or what to think. During the course of the investigation, Samples was allowed to re-enter the villa to claim his possessions. While entering the bedroom with Samples, a deputy spotted a glass smoking device. A substance that tested positive for fentanyl was found on a dresser. Samples also had a plastic bag containing fentanyl concealed in his underwear. Meanwhile, Uminski, who earned a degree in accounting in 1978 from Indiana University at Bloomington, was found to be in possession of methamphetamine. He was taken into custody and booked at the Sumter County Detention Center. In addition to drug charges, he is facing a felony charge of public order crimes due to the alleged drug activity at his home. His bond is set at $6,030. Samples was also arrested on drug charges. He was booked at the jail on a $3,015 bond. Like my grandma used to say, takes all kinds. A suspected stalker has been arrested after attaching a tracking tag to a villager's BMW while she was on the pickleball court. Now, why would you do that, man? I mean, really? Richard Rollins, 72, of Green Key Village in Lady Lake. Green Key Village is not too far out in the country, kind of around the corner from the villages. They posted stuff online many years ago as being a 100% self-sufficient retirement community. It's all green, supposedly. The lumber's been recycled. The sidings are, I guess, recycled. Shingles are not the same shingles as we have. They're recycled or something. I'm not sure how electricity works and all that stuff over there, but that was the big draw of that village over there, being 100% green. And I don't think it's worked out well for them. So Richard Rollins is facing a felony charge of invasion of privacy in connection with an incident which occurred in September. The woman arrived at about 7:45 a.m. September 14th at the pickleball courts at Lake Meona Recreation Center and noticed that Rollins' vehicle was parked there, according to probable cause affidavit from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. She thought it was strange to see his vehicle at the recreation center. She suspected he was following her, as he has also been caught on surveillance at her home in the Villages. The woman left the pickleball courts at about 9:30 a.m. and received an alert on her phone that an HTAG GPS tracker had been detected in her vicinity. She continued to receive alerts on her phone. When she returned home, she contacted the sheriff's office. A deputy found a tracking tag device securely affixed to the underside of the woman's BMW. A mutual acquaintance of the woman and Rollins had forwarded the woman a text that Rollins sent to him. In the text, Rollins appeared to have referenced the detection device. A deputy made multiple attempts to contact Rollins, but he did not return the deputy's calls. A warrant was issued for his arrest, and the native New Yorker turned himself in Wednesday night at the Sumter County Detention Center. He was released after posting a $500 bond. I gotta tell you, some of you guys are just plain crazy. Just plain crazy. There's just no other word for it. Well, let's see what's happened to our friendly next-door neighbors over there at Spruce Creek. A resident of the Del Webb Spruce Creek community in Summerfield is facing a charge of driving under the influence following a crash on US 301. David Paulugier, 72, had been driving a silver Subaru at about 6:30 p.m. October 23 on US 301 and Southeast 140th Street in Summerfield when he drifted into the oncoming lane and sideswiped another vehicle, according to a arrest report from the Florida Highway Patrol. The other driver had a dash cam video recorded which clearly showed how the crash occurred. The video was turned over to Florida Highway Patrol investigator. When the investigator approached Legier's vehicle, he noticed that Legier was chewing gum. It appeared he had been drinking. The Wisconsin native agreed to participate in field sobriety exercises but struggled to keep his balance. He admitted he had consumed 2 or 3 vodka lemonades prior to the crash. He provided breath samples that registered .087 and .084 blood alcohol content. Well, I believe what the guy said, 2 or 3, because those alcohol levels are barely above legally drunk. He was arrested on a charge of driving under the influence and booked at the Marion County Jail. He was released after posting a $2,000 bond. Okay, we don't have any holes in ones this week in golf, so let's go straight to everybody's favorite letters to the editor. To the editor, we lived in the Villages and we left. We did not move to save $200 a month in fees. Those amenity fees are for the rec centers, golf, pickleball, pool, shuffleboard course, etc., not the squares. The restaurants lease from the Villages, but are not owned by the Villages. From my understanding, the entertainment is paid for by the restaurants and also decided by the liquor sales, according to the band. That's not 100% true. Anybody that has a business in any square has to pay a monthly fee for the entertainment, not just restaurants. And according to the liquor sales, according to the band, I think the band is feeding you a line of crap, because I have never, in the 30 years I've been coming here, I have never heard anybody say that the payment of the bands has something to do with liquor sales. Never. $200 a month would never cover private music and restaurants. The crowding will be there by sheer overbuilding by the Villages themselves. That's sent in by Deborah Miller from Wildwood. To the editor, who has the fastest time crossing State Road 44 at Morris Boulevard? The golf carts using the Chitty Chatty Bridge? We need to have either the golf cart bridge expanded or a new bridge added to handle the backup of car traffic trying to move between Villages North and Villages South. Now, I have no idea what she's trying to say. One minute we're talking about a golf cart bridge, then she's talking about having another bridge built for cars. The new Super Walmart isn't even open yet on the corner. I'm sure State Road 44 can look forward to a lot more construction and congestions that will make their traffic situation even worse. I do agree with that. Chuck, that's sent in by Chuck Culver from the village of Pine Ridge. Well, Chuck, only thing I can tell you is that's life here in the Villages anymore. Construction and building and traffic, and that's it. I mean, that's our life. Squares that are packed, drugs, child pornographers moving in. It just never ends. But welcome to Florida's friendliest
hometown.
Well, I think that's going to be it for this week's news. I do appreciate each and all of you for joining us every Friday at 6 o'clock for the news. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't become a member yet, I'd appreciate it. You can be a YouTube member starting at $5 a month, or you can become a Patreon member, which starts at $2 a month. Becoming a Patreon member is a better deal, I think. You save $3 a month if you come in at the $2 level. You could go higher than that if you want to. With that, I will send you a Discord link, and you can become a Discord member as a member of my Patreon page, because everybody on my Discord is a Patreon member. Most of them live here, but not all do. And you can get on there and you can do all kinds of different things on my Discord that you cannot do on any other social site that I have. You can get on there if you've got a golf cart you want to sell. You can put a picture and you can talk about it on there. If you guys want to get together and go to a baseball game, you can put it on there and get together, meet somebody, and go to a game. It's just all about that. We got a special event coming up. I'm not going to say what it is because you got to be a member to know. And I'm sure we're all going to get together and it's going to be a good time. We had one a couple weeks ago, Sue's birthday party that was announced on Discord. And people that were there were all Patreon members and on Discord. I have a lot of Patreon members, but for some reason they never show up on Discord. I don't understand it. I've said it over and over and over again. You really need to be on Discord because that's where most of the action is. It's not that I don't post videos on Patreon. I do. But on Discord is where you guys can get together and do all kinds of things that you don't need me for. I don't have to approve anything on there. So anyway, be a Discord member, be a Patreon member, be a YouTube member. It helps the channel out a lot, just a lot. And I do appreciate any and all the members that are there. Try to support my sponsors if you can, because without them, I wouldn't be doing a lot of this because the sponsors pay the monthly fee and they advertise on here. They're more than welcome to make a commercial if they want. The only thing is the commercials, if you make a commercial and want me to put it on the video, I can do that for you. I'm talking to sponsors only right now. But just know, because Patreon, I try to keep it commercial free because that's what they pay for. I keep it commercial free on my YouTube members because that's what they pay for. But I can put your commercial on the news when it shows up on the YouTube channel on Friday. I will put it with them. So with that being said, if you want to sponsor any of my channels, send me an email, G1RUMP2Y, and I'll send you an email right back and explain to you exactly how that's done. I have come up with a very simple, very cheap way for you to advertise your business or what it is you do, and we can put it on there. So with that being said, I just want to say I hope you have a great day. The weather down here in Florida has changed this last week. It's cooled off quite a bit. The humidity's way down. I personally like that. I think most people do. Snowbirds are coming back in groves earlier and earlier, it seems like, every year. October now is when we usually expect most of the Canadians and a lot of the people from the extreme far north to come down here, and they've been coming down. You can tell because in our neighborhood, whenever we do porch setting, I don't know if you can see the reflection in the window behind me when I'm sitting out front, but all these different trucks, all these different landscapers and contractors and construction workers are coming through the neighborhood constantly because these snowbirds call them and they want things fixed or done or whatever before they get back to Florida. And so I see a lot of activity going on there. So like I always say, I want to give total thanks to my Patreon members and my YouTube members for this news, because if it weren't for them, I'm telling you, I probably wouldn't be able to do this the way I do it. I could think of a cheaper way of doing it, but I don't really want to do that. And so tell your friends about my channel. Send it to your people on Facebook. Send it to people you have on Instagram or whatever to get them to come to my channel, to get them to subscribe, to get them to watch. I appreciate it. And don't forget, I had to start a new RV channel because after that hack, I never did get my RV channel back. I don't know what happened. It's just gone and we can't find it. YouTube can't find it. So I assume it's gone forever. So I'm trying to find some of my old things that still is important in the RV channel, and I'm posting them on my new RV channel. And for those of you that want to go there and subscribe, it's called Skip and Sue RV Travels. Travels is with an S. Skip and Sue RV Travels. I do believe that the link to that channel is in the description box below. If you think about it, go there, watch a couple of videos, and subscribe. So with that being said, I'm going to say be well, stay safe, stay alert, be aware.
And don't leave that key in that golf cart.
This week's news is brought to you by my YouTube and Patreon members.